let's go ahead and get started. Thank you again for joining. I am Dr. Celeste Owens, author, speaker, and leader of the Global Surrender Movement. I like to say that surrender is doing God's will His way. And really, if you're going to maximize your weaknesses, and that indeed is a topic for today, simple way to maximize your weaknesses, you're going to have to be surrendered, big time, like totally surrender. So that's what we're doing today. And I love to come in and talk about this topic because over a decade ago, I wrote a book called The 40-Day Surrender Fast, and it has just changed my life and changed the lives of so many people. So I'm so thrilled to be able to walk people through this experience of surrendering to God, to just being fully engaged with Him, listening, doing His will the way He's called us to do it, all of that good stuff. So thank you so much for hanging out. If you're hanging out with me live, awesome. If you're catching the replay, that's fine and well too. Make sure you comment in the, make a comment, and please remember to like and subscribe. It'll be awesome to continue to grow this community over here in YouTube land. So I'm so excited for those who have joined me live. Hello, 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 Marsha and Dr. Tony and Christy. They're hanging out with me live. But again, if you're catching the replay, comment like you guys have been doing already. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. So anyway, we're talking about a simple way to maximize your weaknesses. So I was on this talk last night, and I was so pumped after I figured something out. But I was on this talk last night. Let me get to my, because I had some notes last night I took. So I was on this talk. It was actually for doTERRA, but it was a gentleman coming in to help us to make an accurate assessment of an assessment we took called the Gallup. It's called the Gallup Clifton Strengths Assessment. Has anyone taken that? Say yes in the chat if you have. It's the Gallup's Clifton Strengths Assessment. And it's a behavioral assessment used by employers to identify prospective employees' unique strengths. So something that was started in the corporate world and people started using it. And it was developed to help employers figure out the unique strengths of their employees. And the strengths are defined by the Gallup assessment and is a combo of skills, knowledge, and talents. So Dawn was actually on that call with me last night. And this morning she texted me to say, oh, these are my strengths. Oh, that was a great call. So I encourage you guys, go find it. It's the Gallup's Clifton Strengths Assessment if you haven't taken it already. And it's pretty cool. You learn some things about yourself. So the gentleman was like, write down your top 10 strengths, and he was going to talk about those. And he definitely was encouraging you to not even worry about your weaknesses. And one way he demonstrated that was that he had us write a sentence with our right hand. And he's like, let me see how many times you can write this sentence. We're like, oh, okay. I only wrote it 3 times in the 30 seconds. So then he says, let's do it again. Like, okay. And he's like, put the pen in your left hand or your whatever is not your dominant hand, and write it. And was like struggling. So he was just demonstrating that you don't want to focus on what is weak. You want to actually go in with your strengths or lead with your strengths. It was really fascinating. So they give you 34 strengths. Yeah, 34. So curious me, I'm like, let me go back to the Gallup because I took it last year and I forgot like the order of them and all that. So I wrote down my top 10. So if you guys have taken the top 10, and this is the unique thing about the Gallup, your top 5, only 1 in 286,000, I think he said, people would have your top 5. So if there were 286,000 people, only 2 of you guys will have the top 5. So that's showing you how unique you are when God says you're fearfully and wonderfully made and you're like so unique. That demonstrates. So the top 10 is like you and millions. Only chance of someone doing that is like millions, 1 out of whatever millions. So amazing. Pretty much no one can have all of your 34 in the same order. No one. So that makes you so unique. Isn't that fascinating? I love that. So anyway, I went and looked at all 34 of mine. And do you not know? So my top 5, if you guys taking this or you're going to take it, I'll tell you my top 5, just so you'll know. Top 5, intellection. So that means bookworm, pretty much. Intellection. Achiever. Yep. Do you know I have a PhD? Yep, achiever. And I expect other people to achieve. I'm like, chop. What are you doing? Don't you know your days are numbered? What are you doing? Don't be wasting time. Come on, move. Achiever. Futuristic. I can constantly tell people, like, somebody comes to me, talks, or, I do coaching and things like that. And I could so see the future for them. I'm like, not in a prophetic way, but like, Man, God got some good plans for you. Can't you see when this happened today that's just preparing you for that on tomorrow? What? 4, restorative. Just trying to put things back together, piece things back together. That's probably my whole psychology degree thing, like helping people to restore. And then connectedness, being connected to people, helping people to feel connected, all of that. Those are my top 5. So I don't know if you know yours, pop it in the chat. If you know your top 5, pop it in the chat. So there's 34 of them. Do y'all not know? This is so funny. And this is the whole point of this talk today. This is the whole point of this talk today, is that God knows what strengths he gave you. And the assessment is called the Gallup-Clifton Strengths Assessment. So God knows what strengths he gave you. And then he knows how he wants to use you in your weaknesses. So it tells us in 2 Corinthians 12, I think it is. 2 Corinthians 12, maybe 8 through 12. I don't know, somewhere around there. I might be wrong. Bible scholars correct me when I start telling you the scripture, and just pop it in the chat for me. But it talks about Paul, and he had like this weakness, and he was like, man, I wish I had this weakness. Could you just take this weakness away from me? And God was like, because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. So you should rejoice in your weakness, because in your weakness, you are made strong through me. That's me paraphrasing, but that's pretty much essentially what the scripture says. And then I go to look at number 34 of my 34 strengths and weaknesses. They don't call them weaknesses. They just call them lesser strengths. 34 of my lesser strengths with Jana strength is adaptability. I dropped the mic right there. My weakness, my number 34, which they say, Celeste, don't even bother to work on that one. Girl, let somebody else handle that. You don't even bother. Adaptability. Adaptability. Adaptability is being able, I wrote it down somewhere too. I was like, oh my goodness, is being able to go with the flow. Adaptability, my weakest point is being able to go with the flow. And then what ministry did God give me? The ministry of surrender. Woo! I told y'all, I used to tell y'all years ago, I was a recovering perfectionist and a recovering control freak. Now it is proven. I have been in this ministry for 10 years, take this strengths assessment last year, and still score the bottom on adaptability. That is so funny. So funny. One of the things I preach about is consistency. Y'all better stay consistent. You better do a thing over and over again. You better stick with it. You're going to benefit. Consistency is 31. What in the world? So when God told Paul, I'm going to make your weaknesses your strengths because of me and my power, he was talking to me too. I might as well scratch Paul's name out, put my name in there. Isn't that incredible, you guys? So I want you guys to take this assessment, and I want you to report back to say like, oh, these are my top 10. And I want you to tell me your bottom 5. And I want to see if God is using you. And you know what? And if he's not, this is one of the things I want you to consider and think about. Am I avoiding some things because I know I'm bad at it, but God's calling me to it? So I'm not telling you to go find out what your weaknesses are. Like, let me make them better in your own strength. Not at all. The strengths assessment tells you do not do that. Why bother? And I agree with them. Why bother? But if God is calling you to something that you like, I'm totally not good at this, I'm going to avoid this and act like I don't hear him. Go for it. Okay. Go for it. Because God is going to just magnify you in that thing. And you're going to just shine in that thing, because in his strength, your weaknesses are made perfect in his strength. So I hope that helped today. So make sure you go check it out, you guys. Gallup's Clifton Strengths Assessments. The Gallup's Clifton, you can just go Google it. You're going to find it. It's going to come up. I think it's pretty reasonably priced. It doesn't take long to do. So it's not going to take a lot of your time or your money, but it's so going to be worth it. And I would love for you guys to do it and tell me what your strengths are. All righty. Be blessed, you guys. Love you much. Hang out with me. drcelesteowens.com is my website. I do a Monday podcast. Yesterday I did, it's only temporary. And I got so many texts and emails texts. It's only temporary. And then I do this YouTube on Tuesdays. And then Wednesdays, I do a segment called There's an Oil for That on Instagram Live and YouTube Live on Dr. Celeste Owens' page. So make sure you hang out with me. All right, you guys, be blessed. Catch you next time. Bye-bye. So welcome, Deidre. Deidre, you're going to have to catch the replay, Deidre, because we just did the whole thing. So yay, Dawn. Thanks for hanging out and catching me, Dawn. So anyway, you guys, I want you to take it. So I'm going to type it in. I can't type it in while I'm doing that live part because, I just edit this part out. So Gallup's Clifton Strengths Assessment. Awesome. I want you guys to take that. Oh, Deidre, I understand. You work, girl, work first. Don't come to me first. Work first. And then you can always catch me on the replay because they're paying your bills, not me. So you make sure you go to work and you do your work meetings. Marcus, what's going on? So Marcus, that's the assessment, Marcus. Gallup's Clifton Strengths Assessment is the name of the assessment. So I hope that helps you. Yes, Dr. Tony, right? His strength is made perfect in our weakness. Awesome. It makes me so encouraged on today. And I just cracked up laughing when I saw my weakness was adaptability. I was like, hilarious that I now get to have the nerve to be leading people in the process of surrender. Speaking of, we do our global surrender fast every single year, September to October. I can't remember the exact dates at this moment because I don't have a calendar sitting on my desk, but it's going to be like maybe the second week of September, we start the pre-fast. So, the week after Labor Day, we start the pre-fast. The second week of September, third week, we enter into fasting proper. And then we go to the end of October. So I'm going to unveil maybe next week on this YouTube. I'm going to make sure everybody knows I'm going to do it. I'm going to unveil the theme. I'm going to tell you why I believe God gave me this theme. And then we're going to just start promoting and getting people engaged and registered. And what's so amazing about the Surrender Fast, once people hear about it, is you will be surprised at how many people just start doing the fast right then. Like they look at the premise of the fast, they get the book and they're like, oh, I'm not going to wait till September. I'm going to do it now. And then I'll do it again with you guys in September. It happens so many times. So we're going to do that. Dawn is actually in the middle of her 40-day fast right now. Dawn, that is hilarious. Her weakest one is harmony. That's funny. Dawn's probably like, I'm harmonious, aren't I? But anyway, Dawn's on her fast now and she's on, was it day 21, Dawn? Superhuman? So didn't Superhuman just totally go with what we were talking about today about your strengths and letting God just magnify and strengthen you in the weaknesses that you have? Superhuman. So, hey, Stephanie, so glad you came on. Oh, day 16. What am I talking about? Day 16. Stephanie, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we just talked about the Gallup's Clifton Strength Assessment. I'm not going to give it away. Just make sure you go catch the replay in momentarily. I'm jumping off momentarily. Catch me tomorrow. There's an oil for that at noon. Instagram Live and the YouTube Facebook page. And then this weekend, you guys, if you're interested, we're going to be hosting a couple of classes related to the oils. And it just came to me yesterday that we should do something around being able to support your body with some of the most common health conditions that occur for people, like just using oils, just having them simply at your fingertips to do that. So we're going to do it Saturday at 1 because we're trying to accommodate our West Coast people, and then Sunday at 4. So if you're interested, just go onto my website and just do like to contact us, and I'll add your name to the list. Or you could do right here. I'll see it in this chat if you want to. Just say me, and I'll make sure you get information about it. So. Love you guys. Stay surrendered for life. There's no other way to live. And I can't wait to catch you next week. I'm going to reveal the theme for the 40-day surrender fast live to you guys, my family here. Next week, Tuesday, 9 a.m., we're going to reveal the theme of the surrender fast. So please add me to the content. Okay, good. Deidre, and you have the oils too, Deidre. So I actually have a class just for you Sunday at 2. I have my oils now what? So it's like a little private special. You have your oils, let's hang out and be one-on-one. So that's actually key you as well. Sunday at 2:00 if you guys want to jump on for that one too. So Deidre, but I have your name down, Deidre. And I'll make sure you know. All right. Awesome sauce, you guys. Yes, they came on Saturday yesterday. Awesome. Yay. We should connect. We definitely will connect. So I'll make sure you get the information. So awesome, Key. Okay, you guys, stay surrendered for life. There's no other way to live. And I'll catch you sometime maybe this week or next Tuesday. Be blessed.